Hey guys, I'm sitting in the youth room. I keep waiting for a dart or arrow or something to go whizzing past me. In these crazy days that we're living in, this past week I found myself thinking about some words that Paul had to say to Timothy that might well be the Spirit speaking, at least to me, and maybe you. Paul says, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Living in fear is burdensome, tiresome, and self-defeating. I tend to make some of my very worst decisions when I make them because I'm afraid. But God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, and even in these days of pandemic, we don't need to live afraid. In place of fear, God has given us a spirit of power. Now, as believers, that power is God's Holy Spirit present in us, among us, working in us, working through us, enabling us to do things that we never dreamed possible. Some of us couldn't have imagined in March that we could have lived the way that we've lived these last several weeks. But yet here we are. I wasn't able to get my head around how we could do church, how we could do worship the ways that we have. But yet here we are. God's Spirit at work, counteracting fear, power, and of love. Now, again, when the Bible talks about love, it's not cupids and arrows and hearts and frilly stuff. Love is agape love. It's sacrificial love. It's a love that's willing to put the interests of somebody else above my own. Most of the whining that I hear these days is all about me and what I want to do and what I need to do, or in this country, what my rights are. Folks, love is about putting someone else's rights above my own, that I might for a time give something up so that we can all enjoy something bigger and better. And it is so incredibly exciting to see examples of that occurring over and over and over again, to hear of ways that within our church family, we're showing that kind of love in giving towards one another, in helping out our friends in the community. God, instead of fear, has given us a spirit of power and of love. And the last part of that phrase is one of those words, it's amazing how many different ways it's translated. If you grew up with the King James, it's a spirit of power and love and of a sound mind, i.e. not crazy. Or if you read other translations, it's self-control, self-discipline. We might not be able to control the circumstances around us, but we can control ourselves. I wonder if another reasonable translation might be that God gives us good sense. And we all need that and can exercise that as we practice care for ourselves and care for others. Let's be careful. Let's encourage one another that we don't get trapped in fear, but instead we have the opportunity, the privilege, and God's grace to live with power and love and good sense. God bless.